Welcome back to the Iyanu Livestream. I'm Karen Mahorn, Integrated Marketing Lead over at Line Forge Entertainment. And I know you guys have been so patiently waiting for this panel all day. Thank you for your patience. You will be rewarded. I am sitting here with not just the creator, executive producer of Iyanu and season 2, but also cast members of Iyanu season 2 and the Iyanu season 2 movie, The War of Twin Princes. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to jump right into this. Season 2 is right around the corner. I want everybody to learn as much as they can about the characters here, as well as what we have in store in 2026. We have some sneak peek scenes from both the show and the movie to show you. So let's go around and introduce everybody that's here. I'm going to start with you, Sarah. Please tell everybody who you are, who you play in the show.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Johnson, Sarah Adela Johnson, and I play Iyanu on the show Iyanu.
Wonderful. I'm going to go next to Femi.
Hi, everyone. Femi Bakes here, and yeah, I'm the guy that plays multiple characters. I play Uwa, I play Debo, I play Lacha on Iyanu.
Wonderful. Faith, you're next.
Hi, everybody. I am Faith Gesere Agua, and I play Adura on Iyanu. You don't know her yet, but you will soon. Yeah.
Wonderful. And Stella?
Hello, everyone. My name is Stella Damasis, and I play Oloye in season 2 of Iyanu. But I also was in season 1 as someone else, Mama Shewa.
We are so happy that you are back. Roy, you've been in and out of here all day. Roy, tell everybody what it feels like now sitting here talking about season 2.
Well, first of all, my name is Roy Okukwe, and I play Roy Okukwe on season 2. I'm just kidding. It's great to be here, and it's great to finally be able to talk about season 2. Obviously, everybody here, the cast, people that are not here as well, we've been working so hard to get you Iyanu season 2, and I'm telling you, if you love season 1, my God, from the first episode, your mind literally is going to be blown. So I'm really excited for everybody to check out what we have cooking for season 2.
Roy, for anyone that is not necessarily new to Iyanu, but that is jumping in after season 1 and after the season 1 special finale, Age of Wonders.
Yeah.
How would you describe the feeling and energy of season 2 coming from basically Age of Wonders?
Yeah, so for those that don't know, obviously season 1, the season 1 movie goes back 500 years to essentially explain the genesis of the conflict that we get to see Iyanu resolve in season 1. So it was really fun as creator, and obviously working with everybody here to continue to build out the lore of Iyanu by going back 500 years, and then in season 2 coming back to where we left off in season 1 as well, where now we're really expanding on the people of the deep, who are the central antagonists of season 2. You got a very, very, very sneak peek about them at the end of episode 10 in season 1, but that was literally the tip of the iceberg. So yeah, I mean, it's really exciting to see just how we're essentially blowing up Yorubaland, right? We're taking off all the handles. One of the things in season 1 that was very limiting was that because of the corrupt, you didn't really get to see characters go out of their cities and their towns. But now that the corrupt is gone, you get to see so much more of Yorubaland. You get to see the diversity of Yoruba culture, as well. And, some really, really cool things that I think we'll start to reveal as the panel goes on.
Wonderful. Well, I think people are going to be really excited about what they're going to see in season 2. I've seen Absolutely. It looks amazing. But you did mention characters that we met at the end of season 1, and one of those characters is with us, Faith. You play Adura, and we met both Adura and Boju at the end of season 1, but we really didn't know anything about them. What was it like for you joining this cast?
Huh. Adura is sort of like the girl that I am. I'm sort of like this serious, mean, I don't know, not mean, but like very strict, very to the book kind of person. I like to think that I'm a little bit more disciplined. I don't like to take nonsense, and that's who Adura is. Adura is, she's a no nonsense, fierce leader. She has loyalists like from every part of the deep. Like she's this person who sort of has a community surrounding her and holding her. And I think that's pretty much my life, really. Having a lot of people hold me and protect me, but I'm still leading them in different ways. So, I mean, it wasn't that difficult because a lot of Adura is pretty much me. And seeing her on the screen on that first cliffhanger, I'm like, okay, you ain't seen nothing yet. So I can't wait for season 2 to drop, really.
One of the other characters, and Roy, you can speak to this, is her advisor, Boju. Can you share
Right.
a little light about Boju for us?
Yeah, I mean, like Faith said, right? Adura has a community around her. By the way, like I think anytime we need to talk about Adura, I mean, I think Faith needs to take the lead because the way she explained Adura, even as someone who wrote the character, I couldn't have said it any better. Because she's a fierce and very strong, independent person, but who is also surrounded by a community of people that consistently lift her up. And one of those people is Boju, which is essentially her chief advisor and strategist as well. Boju is essentially like a father figure for Adura, and he's very, very, very knowledgeable about the entirety of Yoruba land. But even more interesting is his knowledge about the Age of Wonders and wonders themselves in Yoruba land, which is something that I feel like people are going to find very interesting to see how he sort of teaches Adura about that and how that affects the rest of the story as well. Even like it's his knowledge is so vast that it challenges the Agoni, who we see in season 1 with Olori, and how they keep their knowledge. So that sort of like juxtaposition of Boju in the deep and Olori and the Agoni in Elu, and the knowledge about wonders and the Age of Wonders is something in season 2 that's really going to be fantastic to see how it plays out.
Yeah, Boju is such an interesting character. He knows so much, and he wears. There's something going on behind his eyes. I know he's blind, but
Yeah.
now, Sarah,
Karama, he's
oh
literally that
yes,
devil on my shoulder, whispering
yes,
evil in my ears.
yes, and he literally is right here a lot.
Yeah, literally, actually.
I think some of the funny things is when he's just, you think he's going to give some like major announcement. He's like, "Would you like to eat something?"
Yeah.
Like, you seem a little parched. I'm like, "Oh." So, Sarah, we just heard how strong and independent Adura is and how she's surrounded by people who take care of her. That sounds a lot like Iyanu. So, what was it like when Iyanu and Adura met?
Absolutely chaotic. And I think because they're so alike, they had, it's like they repelled, because they're so alike. You know how what's the physics thing with you
Yeah,
know
like magnets.
yeah, exactly. With magnets, because they're so alike, it caused such friction between them. And I believe that, they're just the same people cut from the same cloth, but, operating very differently. I think our personalities allow us to process events that happen in our lives very differently. And then those tend to shape who we become. And you can see that with Iyanu and Adura. Adura went in a totally different direction. Ian went in a totally different direction, despite having experienced the same things, in their lives. Yeah, and then there's also the devil on their shoulder. With Iyanu, she had Olori, and with with Adura, she had Boju.
So, I'm glad you brought up Alori because Alori, it was established in season 1. She was originally from the deep, Remy.
Yeah.
So does she have some connection to Adora? Also from the deep?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're both from the deep, and there's connections there I don't want to reveal too much of now. But let's just say that Adora looks up and looked up to Olori. You have to remember, Olori was sent to Elu to infiltrate, so she was like a big thing back then, and a celebrated
Traitor.
hero. Traitor. Yeah, she is a traitor for good. But yeah, as Olori fell in love with Iyanu and Elu, obviously she betrayed, quote unquote, the deep, and that Adura has not forgotten that. Let's just put it there.
Nope.
Okay, good to
Nope.
know. We're gonna put a pin in that. Now, Femi, so you play both Uwa from season 1 and season 2, and then you mention two of the princes. You actually are the title of the movie. You are the two princes of the season 2 movie. Let's talk about Uwa real quick. What was it like going from Uwa season 1 to Uwa season 2?
So it wasn't any different, right? Because how we recorded it was season one, season two, season one, season two, season two, season one, right? Because each episode had like a title.
That
So
sounds
I'm
like Paula.
exactly. So I'm recording, say, with Sarah, right? Or I'm recording with the Yaru season one, and then the next minute she's like, okay, let's go season two. I'm like, sorry, like season one. She's like, yeah, let's go to season two. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I'm done. I was like, oh, let's do some pickups
So there
back
was
from
no
season one.
separation.
There was no separation.
So there was no separation.
There was no
That's the
separation. It
Paula
was like
impression for
ta
me.
ta 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 ta. It was just straight up and recorded all through. Yeah. So that was
Well,
it.
Ua had some amazing speeches.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I would say that the progression is from a character standpoint. Obviously, in Uwa in season one, he's more hesitant to express himself because obviously his brother is king. I think in season two, now that he has become the Oba of Elu, you get to see more confidence in him. You get to see more of who he was always meant to be. Actually, and I think obviously Femi did a fantastic job. Funny story, when Femi did an audition, I had it on my phone one day and I was listening to it because Paula had sent it to me. My wife heard it and said, "Who is that? You need to cast him." She didn't even know what role or anything. She just heard his voice. I was like, "Oh, you need to cast him." So, yeah, Femi has always done a fantastic job, no matter what character he plays. But Uwa especially is someone that has a dear place in my heart.
See, so Femi, the next time you see Roy's wife, you need to bring her the flowers and thank her because now not only did you get Uwa, but you also got season 2 and you got to play 2 characters. So
Absolutely.
let's hear it for Roy's wife getting people jobs. So Femi, let's really quick. I would like to talk about the season 2 movie, The War of Twin Princes, because you
Yeah.
play the twin princes. Tell us a little bit about both those princes.
So, for lack of a better word, right? Let's call them the two princes. Let's say bipolar, and they are on both ends of a spectrum. One is calm, he's
I love this. I feel so
introspective.
seen.
Laja is calm, he's introspective, he's that, your calm guy. And Debo is just energetic, he's magnetic. She's like, who the heck is this guy? These guys are meant to be twins. Like, what is wrong with the two of you? And having to play those two, I literally had to create like a mental switch, right? And I'm playing Lacha this time. I turn him off and I go back to Debo. And it was challenging. I kid you not, right? Because you're having a session with Paula, you're
Because
all
Paula
calm.
kept saying,
Yeah.
take one, take two.
Like, you're calm, you're taking it all. You're like, okay, yes. And she's like, now switch. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, we're going to Debo now. I'm like, I don't get it. Then you take the energy back up. Goodness. I'm like, but it was very, very challenging. And it was interesting having to play, two characters, twin brothers on different ends, a challenge of a lifetime. And yeah, it was quite an opportunity, really.
Well, I have seen it, and I think you did a really good job.
Gracias. Thank you so much. Thank you so
One
much.
You're welcome. And one of the people that had a lot of sway over one of the twins was a very special character that is played by Stella. Stella, can you tell us about the character that you returned to Iyanu for?
Okay, so first of all, I'm still in shock because I don't know why they called me back.
What do you mean? Why would you say this? You did an amazing job.
Because, no, really, because when I got called to do season 1 as Mama Shewa, I had never done any voice acting before. So it was a new experience for me. So I didn't do what Femi did. I finished season 1 and thought that was the end of it until I got a call again to say, hey, would you like to do this? I'm like, are you kidding? So Oloye for me was slightly more challenging because she was not totally different from Mama Shawa, but she had her differences. And I remember Paula kept telling me, more aggressive, firmer. She has to be. She's not Mama Shawa who's nurturing and who's this one. She knows what she's dealing with. She holds this boy in her hands. She holds the whole community in her hands, and she's the leader. So I do this thing where I go. Imagine a world where. And I try to think out of the box from what the writer has given me to create different realities for this character. So I started thinking, how did she grow up? What did she have to do? What was she deprived of to become this person? What kind of powers did she have? How did she get those powers and was able to communicate with the spirits and all of that? How did she learn about, the golden leaf and all of it? Was a lot of mental calculation for me to separate this character from this character. And at that time, I didn't even know about War of the Princes. I just thought, oh, it was another season. So I didn't know what was going on, and I just went with the flow. But it was very interesting to do. I loved it.
And you know what? You did an incredible job, and she literally sounds like Mama Shewa's ancestor. Like you can like she sound like because Mama Shewa was also one of the Agoni, but you can see how she would have been like a great grandmother, auntie, something like that.
Sorry, Auntie Stella, she's being too humble. I don't know what she means when she says I don't know, because from the moment she played Mama Shewa, I think Paula and we already even had the conversation, because while we were recording season 1, the season 2 movie, we've already written it and we're already talking about our cast members. And I think from day one, at least for me personally, I've always been a fan of my Auntie Stella. Long. We go way back, actually. Way back. She supported me before anybody even knew anything about me. She has been supporting me since. So I want to give her flowers, and I want to basically erase that thing of her saying, I don't know why she had to come back. So let me just put that out there. She's always welcome in anything that we do on Iyanu, and hopefully the more seasons we get, the more people are going to hear from her as well.
Oh no, absolutely. And also when she I was almost upset with Roy because Aloya had a couple close calls season 2, and I'm like, if he takes this character out, I'm gonna fight. We're going to fight, because the way the fans, and I'm sure those of you listening in the chat will agree, after what happened with Mama Shewa, and we know it was part of the story, so many people were upset. We got so many comments, not Mama Shewa, so we are all so thrilled that you're back with
She actually came to accuse me about, like, no, not you, I'm saying Auntie Stella. She came to me and like, why would you do that to my character? And I was like, it's Sarah's fault. Sarah had to grow. So it's like,
So for Sarah to grow, somebody's got to die. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, there's a lot of people, but I mean, that was very emotional. And also for Biggie to grow, and for Team Chosen to grow,
Absolutely.
But you did an incredible job.
And I think Biggie, Biggie would never have grown if, she didn't die.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Kind of event for him.
it was a canon event for him. So let's talk about the themes of season 2. So I know we're kind of separating season 2, The War of Twin Princes, from season 2, the series, but it's kind of like, for those of you who are fans, it's kind of like Age of Wonders being the prequel story to the main season of Iyanu. The War of Twin Princes is also a prequel, but it doesn't go back as far as the Age of Wonders. It goes back how many? Like 1,000 years? 100
No.
A century.
100.
A century.
Yeah.
So, but all of these stories are connected. And a lot of them are connected by people that we met in Age of Wonders through the Divine Ones and their magic. So let's talk about these powers a little bit. So,
Absolutely.
Sarah, your Iyanu got like some really cool armor at the end of season 1. Do we see that armor in season 2? Does she get other powers? What's that like?
I don't want to spoil it. It's best to be experienced.
Okay, so but you can say yes or no. You don't have to say what the powers are.
Okay. Yes, she does. Simply put, I'm gonna look out for my girl because she's coming with fire. Okay, she's grown now.
And Faith Adora
Yes.
shows up with powers. Like she shows up with
Literally.
Now she shows up with what's really funny is that she's like she's railing against the divine ones. She even says it at the end of season 1, but she has 2 divine artifacts. So
Yes.
can you talk about the 2 artifacts a little bit? Can you talk about her the things that she has?
Okay, so Adora is this. She's badass. I must have to add that she's badass. She's got this ring that it has superhuman strength, overwhelming superhuman strength. There's a scene in season 2 where uh, she blasts something, and then you can see the strength of the ring of might. That's what it's called. And then she also has this lightning staff that she carries around. You see her; she's always with it. It channels high intensity electrical energy. It fires lightning blasts. Super cool. Super cool. Super cool powers. That's
And
what she has. Like,
because we will always fight. If Adora is coming in like that, imagine what Iyanu is coming in with.
That's true. But you know what?
Rivalry between them.
You know what? That's true. But I will say this, and this isn't really that well. No, it's not really a spoiler. There is a time that Adora puts down her weapons and is like,
Careful.
But I will say this. I will
Careful.
say this. Everybody on this show has hands. Everybody on this show can fight. Everybody in this show has a skill. Like even Mama Shewa. I'm sorry, I did it again. Mama Shewa had a skill too, but I'm looking at
Oloye.
Aloye. It's the way of the golden leaf.
Yes,
Golden Leaf.
capoeira. Yeah.
It's
Yes.
capoeira or Ngolo,
Yes.
but there's a bit of that also in the because remember, Iyanu was trained by Alori, and Alori's from the deep, so she knows some of this. It makes sense that people of the deep know some of this. The other thing that I think is we should talk about is some of these new fighting styles. Are we going to see more fighting styles in season 2? Do you introduce more of them?
Yeah, I mean, so I think we pretty much, so there's 4 main fighting styles in Yorubaland, in our version of Yorubaland at least. There's Dambe, which is inspired by the Northern Hausa tribe of Nigeria, and then we broke our capoeira down, we broke it into 3 groups. There's the way of the golden leaf, the way of the fire ant, and the way of the, what's the last one? The way of the tortoise, right, essentially. So golden leaf is the style that the Agoni use, and Olori is more like an acrobatic and evasive capoeira. The way of the tortoise is more of a defensive capoeira. That's used by the Esho warriors of Elu. And then you have the way of the fire ants, which I think this is the season 2 is mostly about that because you get to see the deep, which they come in swarms. Like, so it's all about attack, and no defending. Literally, Adora embodies that. She's so cocky and confident. She doesn't even know what defense is, and that's how good she is because like she's always on the offensive. And I love what Sarah said because one of the things that we wanted to do with Adora is that we really wanted to give Iyanu a challenge, not just physically but intellectually as well. Adora is incredibly intelligent, and I think when people get to see the interaction between the first interaction, I remember in the studio recording the lines between it. The first time the
my
2 of them
God.
meet is absolutely amazing. Not just physically, just the verbal interaction is something I can't wait for people to see.
So,
Yeah, no,
Karama,
it's incredible.
before you
Yes.
continue, Roy, sometimes I wonder what goes on in the minds of people like you, creating these worlds, these styles, incorporating different things. Like, what's happening in your head? Like, things are exploding in your head when you're writing these things.
Most of us creators, we're just crazy, right? Like we're not okay.
No,
here,
no, no.
which-
I think
which
Femi
allows
said
us
it.
to-
Femi said it. Bipolar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's like the way we think is crazy, but I will say this, and I'll give the floor back to you, Karma. The reason why it always shows up the way it looks and how good it looks, it takes a team of people, not just the actors, the storyboard artists, directors, the writers, like all of this stuff that you have in your head is nothing if you don't have a team to bring it out the right way.
No, absolutely. And I want to like brief shout out Blind Fords. Thank you,
Yes,
because like
absolutely.
this live stream, all of the people, I mean, listen, this is a fraction. The people that you've met today are a fraction of the people that have worked on this show. So,
Yes.
please, there's so much work that goes into stuff like this. And I
Especially
remember
animation. Yeah.
Yes, I keep meeting people who think, well, animation's easier than live action, right? It's like, no, no, it is not. Because people don't realize every single movement of their face, of their mouth has to
to be
move
drawn,
and
yeah.
drawn, and there has to be a plan. So, just there, Iyanu has fans like all over the world. Now that season one is over, and we're moving to season two. We have people that are commenting even in different languages now that have watched this show. What does that feel like, from kids to families to artists? What does it feel like to know that you're part of a series that resonates so deeply with people? I'll start with you, Stella.
I am, first of all, excited that I get to be a part of history, because for me, Iyano is history. Growing up as a kid, I watched things like Danger Mouse, Super Ted,
Nice.
Rob Runner, and the rest of them. So for this, I know how children are like this, the way men are with football and sports. It's not just kids, even adults. This is how we
Yep.
hang out with family.
Yeah.
So to be a part of this, I am super excited that we get our own representation with people who look like us, who are us. It is the best feeling in the world, because I remember when I came for the thing, the conference, Black
Oh,
Nerd
BlurredCon,
Oh,
Conference,
BlurredCon,
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 yeah.
BlurredCon.
and I saw people who recognized me as an actress from Nollywood, and they're like, "No way, you were in this. Your mom, you were here." I'm like, "Yep, I am," and they were so happy, and that was the best feeling in the world. Honestly, I'm excited. Yeah.
It's
Femi, how
amazing.
about you? What's it like for you?
Man, it's for me. First of all, like I get bragging rights. So when I'm married and I have kids, right, I'm gonna tell my son or daughter, "Daddy was in this. Go and read your book." It's bragging rights first, bragging rights. But,
That's
but
funny.
ultimately, to be able to like shape, the mindset of kids, and they can also dream to become, you know, in stuff like this. It's not far fetched anymore. It's close to home. It's even home for them. So the fact that this even gives them a chance to dream, it's enough for me. Like, what else? I'm part of history. Go and read your book. So
Faith, how about you? What's it like for you?
It's very surreal, right? Growing up and watching television, Cartoon Network, and you're seeing characters, you're seeing animations, and you're just wondering, where are the people? Like, lions don't have voices. Why am I hearing a lion talk? Where are the people? Are they in the TV? And then I get to be at the back, you know, at the back scene, watching and seeing how everything is made. It's been surreal all through. And then Iyanu coming out, I'm like, yeah, you can't talk to me. Don't talk to me anymore. My price just went up. So, like Femi said, a lot of bragging rights. But most importantly, right, telling our stories our way, right? It's really really important. Um, Nothing more annoying than watching a series or a show talking about a Nigerian prince or a Nigerian princess or something, and then you see the characters there, they don't really embody Nigeria. So seeing that Nigerians embodying Nigeria, especially the Yoruba folklore, the Yoruba history, and all that, it's been surreal. I'm just so proud. I cannot wait for Adura to come out and show y'all what she can do.
They're not ready. They
I'll be
really
so
are not
proud
ready.
of it.
They're not ready. Sarah, 2 seasons and a movie. 2 seasons, 2 movies. What is it like now, knowing, and I know you've seen this. You've seen this at cons that you've went to, and you have people that have reached out to you. What's it like having fans all over the world, like, fall in love with this show?
I'm gonna need to catch my breath for that one. It's
Uh,
it's so sweet. It's unbelievable sometimes because I grew up in the golden era of cartoon. You know, Life and Times of Juniper Lee, Mega XLR, Bakugan, Battle Brawlers, Ben 10, you name it, that whole era. And I know what it feels like, for my generation and for a lot of kids even now, like the power and the beauty of cartoon, of animation, and to just to be wanting to act in animation was the reason why I got into voiceover. So to play such an important character at such an important time, it's been a dream come true, yeah. It's so beautiful. I have a little niece, what Femi was talking about with his kids, telling his kids that I played in that. I have my little niece, she's like 3, and every time she sees Iyanu, she was born the same year Iyanu was produced. And then
that's amazing.
we'd see her pick every time we're on a call on WhatsApp and she sees Iyanu, she goes, "That's Iyanu, that's Iyanu." And I'm like, "Do you know Auntie Sarah is Iyanu?" And she's like, "No."
No,
But
that's okay. I have a niece, and I tell her I'm Iyanu all the time. They don't know.
you know and she's like, "I don't care," but it's so beautiful to see the impression that the story has left on her. And she wants red Yoruba beads to wear to church on Sunday. For a child growing up in diaspora, I think it's so beautiful that she gets to connect to her culture in such a
Absolutely.
beautiful way. And that's one of the major reasons I was so excited for Iyanu. I was like, yes, I, my kids and even my nieces and nephews, all the kids out there that are not in Nigeria, outside of Nigeria, they get to experience Nigeria through the screen, properly represented, with stories properly told, showing every dimension that a Nigerian and African can be. You can be a villain, you can be a hero, you can be a kind person. It shows the full, it shows so many things that we can be and we are. Yeah.
Abs- That's amazing. Now, Roy, hearing your cast and what it's meant to them, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean it's surreal to hear everybody talk about it. I think the obvious answer is obviously I'm very grateful that this has traveled around the world. But I think personally for me, one of the most rewarding things is when I started this out, right? Again, like Iyanu is for everybody. I always say that we're not shy about being authentic and being truly authentic to Yoruba culture, but we've created Iyanu for everybody. But one of the things I wanted to make sure was that I wanted Nigerians to be proud. I didn't want to let Nigerians down because I think, as Nigerians, there's a lot of things that let us down. I'm not going to go too much into that. But for me, I felt a huge responsibility as a Nigerian creator creating a Nigerian show to do the show justice. And for people that have worked with me, they know how crazy I went. Like, even to details as much as, like, this jollof rice is not orange enough. Like, this is not how Nigerian jollof, maybe Ghana jollof, but this
Y'all
is not
don't know how
Nigerian
he fought
jollof.
over this right. And Americans were like, but it's
They were
right.
like,
And
what?
he's
But what
like,
is like?
no,
It's like, I'm
this
like, no,
is serious.
I don't care how much it's going to cost.
We'd be recording, and Roy would say, "Throw your American passport. It doesn't sound
Yes.
Nigerian enough. I want you to
Yes.
say it
Yeah.
like this. So it sounds very Nigerian."
Yeah, so for me, I guess in a more serious note, to me, hearing everybody here, you can't fake this passion, right? Like hearing what everybody here is saying, like this isn't something that you can fake. I think to me, it's one of the most rewarding things to hear, not just obviously the cast members, but to hear Nigerians and Africans and even black people in the diaspora who we all know we all came from the same place, to just hear how excited they are to me and to know that I didn't drop the ball is really, really rewarding, honestly.
You absolutely did not drop the ball. Now, don't go anywhere. I just want to thank everybody: Roy, Sarah, Faith, Stella, Femi, and all your bipolar people. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and sharing this like little bit of behind the scenes of season 2. Stick around. There's so much more great content coming up. And thank you so much for supporting Iyanu, and tell everyone to just stream the show repeatedly until season 2 comes out in the spring.
Hi, my name is David Onwubilili. I played the role of Boju in the Iyanu series, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Boju is a wise old head that's very composed, very, very intelligent, and very knowledgeable around the complexities of Yorubaland. And it's these complexities that he helps to convey and interpret to Adura. All is not as it seems. There's much more to Boju. There are many more layers to Boju. I enjoyed working with the production and the producers and the directors, namely Faith, Paula, and Roy. So I thoroughly enjoyed and admired, these three people in the whole process, who really did set the standard.